Hey nerds, Bevan here, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing, finally, the brand new toy room / office room tour. If you have been with my channel for a while, even the last couple months, you know that I moved recently into a smaller accommodations, which therefore meant that the toy room became about half the size it used to be in my old house. But I think I made the most of the space with what I have to work with. So I'm going to show you guys what it is all about right now, and then a very fun announcement here at the end of the video, so make sure you stick around for what's coming up after all the toy talk. Okay, so very simple. This is the door that I would come through to come into my toy room. Directly to the right of it is this closet with no doors on it. It's just a space for extra stuff to go. This is my jersey collection though, the majority of it. Lakers, Timberwolves, Team Canada, autographed Rangers jersey, you know, etc, etc, etc. It's a closet. This is my very small comic book collection. That box is barely full at all, but we'll probably come back to that later. This is a pile of autographs that used to be hung up and aren't anymore. Random boxes of storage. That's my wrestling gear bag back there, and above that are my work clothes. So going back the opposite direction because I want to save that side for later, we come here to the wall where I have some art hung up. We've got Magneto, Winter Soldier, and Carnage over here. And basically this room is just a combination of all the things that I love in life. So we'll get through that later. But speaking of things I love in my life, the glare ruined the whole thing. It was a pretty good reveal though, eh? This is a picture of me and my girlfriend in the park, which my mom blew up and got framed for us here for Christmas one year. Very nice gift, thank you, Mother. This is my dresser. This Rough Riders hat here is autographed by Rob Bagg and John Chick. Met them at a Rider store signing several years ago. Got a couple of coffee table books here, which I'm actually trying to sell, so if anyone likes hockey or Spider-Man, hit a brother up. This is a nightlight that's broken, but besides the point. This is a nice, beautiful watch case that my girlfriend got for me for Christmas. I think this is the first Christmas gift she ever gave me. And this is our watches. None of them work, all the batteries are dead. I wear a watch only for show nowadays. Behind me here is the desk I wish I had more time to spend at. We have a very old MacBook computer here which doesn't get any use at all. Again, it's just here for show. I wish I was a better content creator. This is the window out to our deck, which is a bit of a shared space, and right there is the doggy pool, because it's summertime and dogs get hot too, guys. Beside that is one of my favorite items I own. It is a signed, autographed Curtis Joseph Toronto Maple Leafs jersey. One of my heroes from the ages of 12 to 14, former goalie for the Toronto Maple Leafs who I met at a book signing. Next to that is my bookshelf. Now, I typically like to order my books in some kind of order, but when I moved in here, I just kind of threw them all on there so that they were on the shelf and out of the floor. And I kind of really love the messy bookshelf. So it may or may not stay like this. Actually, it probably won't, which I'll get into later. But right here, just a quick side piece view of my Harry Potter wands right there. We got Harry Potter and Dumbledore and Voldemort. So that's the office part of this room tour. And behind me you can see the bookcases filled with toys. Now let's get into those, because that's what you're all here for anyway. The first bookcase starts up top here with my miscellaneous Simpsons collection. I have these 4 dolls which I've accumulated sporadically throughout the last couple of years. I am in dire need of a Maggie, which will go right here next to my Simpsons trivia game. That trivia game, along with this chess set right here, are 2 of the pieces in my collection I have had for the longest. I think I got those when I was maybe 10 or 11 and just obsessed with The Simpsons for the first time. And I got these 2 things as Christmas presents, and I still have them all these years later. Below that we come down into the World of Springfield collection. Now I bought the majority of these as a lot here and did a video of that, I think it was about a year ago now. And I've added a couple pieces here and there. Probably not all of these pieces will continue to stay in my collection as it grows, because I don't need the whole of Springfield. I just need the key pieces. Speaking of key pieces, down here are my Kotobukiya DCEU Batman vs. Superman statues. We got Batman right there in his glorious armor. We've got Superman up here ready to strike. And we have this knockoff Wonder Woman that I got off Wish for about 25 bucks, including shipping. And behind that, we've got a Justice League #1 variant cover. And back here is a Batman Superman comic, which I just throw back here because it has all 3 of the Trinity. And below that, I have my miscellaneous shelf, which is just random action figures that have nowhere else to go. We've got the Iron Throne. We've got Ned Stark from Dark Horse Studios. This Wolverine is the newest addition to my collection here from Steven in Saskatoon. We got Michelangelo and the Foot Clan. Thank you to Little Nerdbusters for hooking me up with that thing. Behind them, we have this Age of Apocalypse Toy Biz Marvel Legends Sabretooth signed by Tyler Mane, the original actor of Sabretooth in the motion picture X-Men. We got the Riddler. We got a couple Pokemon pops. Definitely need Bulbasaur. And below my miscellaneous shelf is my Toronto Maple Leaf shelf here. This Curtis Joseph book is signed by Curtis Joseph. This Curtis Joseph action figure is not signed by Curtis Joseph. But these McFarlane figures are some of my favorite toys to collect. When I was in high school, I had dozens and probably even over 100 NHL sport picks. I just bought everything I could, and finally it got too much. I had to narrow it down to just Maple Leafs, and I recently narrowed it down to just these 5 figures. And below that is just an empty shelf with some random stuff on it. We got some risers here that I could use for action figures. We got some framed photos. I did bypass this. This is my degree. I have a degree. I went to university. There it is, sitting next to my toys on the floor. Very useful, guys. Here is a hand-painted red chair I bought on garage sale. I got it for my girlfriend. I use it way more than she does. I love this thing, but it's in the way right now, so get out of here, chair. If you know me, you know I love the Toronto Raptors, and I have ever since I was like 13 years old when Vince Carter was dominating the NBA. Up here, I have my little Raptors shrine. Ignore LeBron James right there. He's not a Raptor, but these guys are. We got Chris Bosh, Vince Carter and Vince Carter, and behind all of that is my autographed DeMar DeRozan photo, which my friend AJ got for me at the All-Star game in Toronto. Like I said, this room is just all the things I love, and the Toronto Raptors a long time ago surpassed the Maple Leafs as my favorite sports team of all time. And LeBron James is here too because he's my favorite athlete of all time, not counting professional wrestlers, but maybe even counting professional wrestlers. I don't know, he's the king. Below that we have my X-Men mini statue shelf, Kotobukiya, X-23, Magneto, Beast, Jean Grey, and Diamond Select, all new Wolverine. And behind them, I have started to display comics behind my statues because I think it just really adds a lot to the shelf. So we got X-Men #1 here, the highest selling comic of all time. Uncanny X-Men #300, it's just there because it's a cool cover and like a milestone issue. And then over here, X-Men vs. Avengers, sorry, I guess it's Avengers vs. X-Men, #1 of 12. I love that storyline. It's my favorite X-Men comic arc, so I gotta have that represented on my X-Men shelf. Below that, just more Marvel statues. This one's very random. So we got Hawkeye with Old Man Hawkeye #1. We've got Thor with Thor Annual #1, given to me by Leo London. And so was the Spider-Gwen #1 third printing with my Spider-Gwen statue, which my girlfriend gave to me for my birthday. And below that shelf we have the Star Wars Black Series. Now, unfortunately, it's very dark in this corner. That's Palpatine right there. That's Kylo Ren. This is also Kylo Ren. That's Lando. I may or may not keep the Black Series figures. I may upgrade and get a few very select pieces of SH Figuarts. I haven't decided yet, but that's something I am strongly considering. I've actually really strongly been considering getting away from like toy, getting away from the toy aisle figures like your Marvel Legends and your Black Series and stuff like that, and getting into the higher end stuff and having fewer pieces. Like, I love my mini statues. I love Kotobukiya, it's my favorite company to collect from. But like, I want to get into Mezco a little bit and SH Figuarts and kind of like branch out a little bit. I don't know, it's tough though, because I love to just spend money on toys, and it's hard for me to not just like buy more at lower prices as opposed to saving up and getting something better. It's something I gotta work on. New year, new me? 2020? I don't know. And below the black series, we got another empty shelf, and we got another empty shelf here that's just holding stuff. What I'm thinking of doing is filling these empty shelves up with these books, and then having a couple extra spots open for more toys. Because I don't really want my action figures down here. Like, my dogs knock them over, and that's really annoying. So I'm thinking of putting books all along down here, and then filling up this other bookshelf with toys. And speaking of bookshelves filled with toys, here is my wrestling shelf. So up top we got some, this is like my classic shelf right here. Over here we got my little mini Bret Hart collection minus that one right there. And behind that is my WWF tag belt, which as a kid I pretended it was autographed by Bret Hart. So you may be able to see it just like scratched in with a pen is the words Bret Hart. I got this belt at my first ever wrestling show, along with this DX foam finger. So like, we're talking, like, these are from 1998. These are the things I've had the longest out of anything. These are my most long holding possessions. And these two items here, this mask, was the first item Alicia ever gave to me. My girlfriend was the first gift she ever gave to me. And this Hasbro ring was the Christmas present she gave to me the year we bought our house. So this shelf has a lot of meaning to me. Bret Hart, my favorite WWF wrestler. Sting, my favorite WCW wrestler. Lots of nostalgia on this shelf. This is one of my top shelves in this room. Below that, we got the WWE Mattel Elites. I don't collect throwback figures except for Sting and Bret Hart, and maybe more going forward, but who knows. So we got like Roman Reigns and AJ and Cena. This is my fucking hero right here. I love John Cena. So it's all just like main roster guys from about, when were these guys like on top? Like 2012-ish up to now? Yeah, love this shelf, of course. Below that, we got our Hasbros. Recently sold off a few of these because what I'm doing is I'm just going through each era of wrestling toy and collecting like the main guys. So you'll see here, you got like Hogan, Warrior, and Savage, and then we move in a little bit and we got Mr. Perfect and Bret and Taker and Bulldog and Luger. Going down here to the Jakks Bone Crunchers. This is one of my favorite wrestling figure toy lines. Actually, out of the four, we got Mattel, Hasbro, Jakks Bone Cruncher, and Jakks Ruthless Aggression. And I don't even know if I could like pick a favorite out of the four. I love them all so much for different reasons. But yeah, this is all good stuff. This Razor Ramon is the newest addition to the Jakks Bone Cruncher shelf. Again, Steven in Saskatoon, thumbs up, bro. Below that, Ruthless Aggression. This is the slowest building one here. It's got the least focus the last few years. Recent additions are Hurricane and Rey Mysterio. Oh, I gotta turn the flashlight on. Hold on, guys. That's better. I almost need to redo this whole room tour. But there's the Jakks guys, the Ruthless Aggression. We've got the Bone Crunchers here. Hasbro. And the Elites. Right there for you guys. And then finishing off the room here, we've got Luigi's Mansion, one of my favorite game franchises. I've really only played the second one, but Luigi is one of my favorite Nintendo characters right there. Fuck you, Mario. Luigi's where it's at. These are for sale if anybody wants to buy them. Hit me up. And below that, the final thing I gotta show you guys is my graphic novel collection. I've got Marvel up top. It's about 60% X-Men related. And out of that 60%, it's about 30% of Wolverine and others, and then the X-Men team books. Below that is DC, which is like 75% Batman, and then some other random stuff. I got Simpsons and some Grimm's fairy tales and stuff like that. So guys, that is my office behind me, and then it comes over in here to the toy room. But this is where I like to hang out and unwind and relax. I don't get to do as much office work here as I would like to. I would like to get back into writing. I would like to do a bit more editing. But you know, like, this is the life that I live. Here I am. I'm happy, I'm healthy. I have lots of toys. I get to bask in the greatness of this collection. But I had promised you guys a big announcement, and what that announcement is I'm very close to finally hitting 200 subscribers. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna be having a giveaway, and that giveaway will be more officially announced here over the next few days. It'll be the next video, so keep an eye out for that. You have to be a subscriber to be in the giveaway, so make sure you hit that subscribe button right now, and then like the video, because obviously I have a really cool toy collection, and then comment below what your favorite item was that you saw here. And follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Bevan Boychuk. And until next time, folks, I'll see you next time, folks.